My mentor's daughter called me some orphan with daddy issues while I talked about how much her father meant to me. When I tried to leave, her brother grabbed my arm and said, "You're not walking away from this." I yanked free. That was 2 months ago. This morning, they were standing outside my office, pale and shaking. My bio father vanished when I was 11. I wish I could say he died. At least then I'd have a grave to scream at. Instead, he left for cigarettes and never came back. Before that, his love came in the form of cracked knuckles and slurred apologies. I grew up believing that men who raised you also broke you. So when I turned 19 and landed a job at this logistics company just outside of Pittsburgh, I wasn't looking for anything but a paycheck. I started as an assistant, answering phones, running coffee, and swallowing my pride every time someone treated me like furniture. And then there was Dale, the CEO, gruff and gray-haired. He didn't smile much, but he saw me. The first time he stayed late, I was the only assistant still in the office. He asked me to proofread a proposal a member of his team had sent him. I stayed until midnight fixing the grammar and ended up rewriting most of it. The next day, he called me into his office and asked if I'd ever considered going into management. I told him I didn't think people like me made it that far. He just chuckled and said, "They will now." A year later, when I told him I never learned how to drive because my dad never taught me, he cleared his Saturday and took me to a parking lot. When I failed the test, he said, "Failure just means you're still learning." When I passed it, he handed me his old car. "Consider it a promotion." I cried. And when I did, he hugged me. It wasn't weird. It wasn't creepy. It was warm. It was fatherly. Over the next 10 years, Dale became a real father figure to me. He taught me everything I wanted to learn. The one thing that always lingered, though, was his family. He never talked about them much, except to say, I wasn't the best dad, but people change. When I pressed, he'd wave me off. "They're better off without me. You're my second chance." Still, I wanted them to like me. I knew about his estranged daughters, 3 of them, and his son who apparently wouldn't even return his calls. So I sent them birthday cards from the office every year. When I heard one of them had a baby, I shipped a care package on Dale's behalf. I always hoped if I showed them I wasn't the enemy, they might soften. I even asked Dale once, "Do they know about me?" He gave me a tired smile. "They will, one day, when the time's right." He said he was working on a new will, that he was putting my name on the business. "You've earned it," he told me. "This company wouldn't be what it is without you. You're the daughter I got right." 2 weeks later, Dale collapsed in his kitchen from a massive stroke. He never regained consciousness. When the news hit the office, I didn't cry. I couldn't cry. I handled everything. I organized the files, managed the PR statement, fielded calls from worried clients. I even arranged the memorial service, because no one else did. His family didn't even show up until the day of the funeral. When I saw them, I froze. I recognized them from the photos on his desk, the ones he kept tucked away in the back corner. I approached them slowly, like an overeager kid meeting the cool older siblings. "Hi," I said. I was Dale's assistant, his COO, technically. You helped yourself," his oldest daughter snapped. "We know who you are." I flinched. I just wanted to pay my respects. I loved him. "You worked for him," she said, voice cold. "Let's not pretend it was more than that." Another sister chimed in. "He abandoned us. Do you know what that's like?" I wanted to say yes. I wanted to scream that I do, but they didn't care. "I sent you gifts," I whispered. "Cards. I tried. We didn't ask for them." The son stepped forward. "You're not family. You're the reason we never got a second chance, because he gave it to you." I left the church and collapsed in Dale's car, the one he gave me, the one with the cracked leather seat and the pine tree air freshener still dangling. I sobbed like I hadn't since I was a child. 2 weeks after the funeral, the board held a meeting. They told me Dale had never finalized the paperwork, that the company, his shares, his authority, belonged to the family now, and the family had decided to let me go. No hard feelings. I cleared my desk in silence, took the photo of me and Dale at our first conference, walked out of that building and never looked back. I thought I'd shatter. I thought losing him, them, the company, everything would break me, but it didn't, because I had something no one could take, his belief in me, and all the knowledge he gave me. 3 months later, I launched my own logistics firm. I poached 2 of Dale's top clients, both of whom said they only ever stayed because of me. I hired a team of underdogs, single moms, first-gen college grads, wrongfully convicted felons, people no one else would give a shot to. People like me. One of them, a 22-year-old coder named Joy, reminded me so much of myself it hurt. One day she stayed late to triple-check a report and apologized for being annoying. I looked her dead in the eyes and said, "No one who cares this much is ever annoying. You're going to run this place someday." Last week, I got an envelope in the mail. No return address. Inside was a copy of Dale's first draft will, unsigned, but real. It had my name listed under successor. They took the company. They erased me from the story, but I built a new one from scratch, with everything he gave me. And I'm not done yet. I can't tell you what I did to his family here. The full story is on my channel and linked below. My company,